Hi, I'm Theo Hughes. I'm from the University of Exeter in England and I'm studying history.
Hi, I'm Hirofumi Kataoka from Japan, from Waseda University. I'm doing international literary studies in Japan. So, what I like about this campus is that it's in Venice, but it's not really the main part of Venice. Like we have to take a boat to get here. That's 10 minutes. It's not really long, but like this is a complete different world from the rest of Venice. Like if you go to the main part of Venice, like you see a lot of beautiful building, historical ruins or like churches, beautiful. But here, like it's different world. It's kind of quiet and it's best place, absolutely best place to study, to engage in activities that you find interesting.
Yeah, exactly, because it's very quiet. You know, it's not somewhere that. I think Venice is beautiful, but especially when it's maybe in summer or coming off summer, it can be utterly filled with all these tourists staggering about, and having the island as a place you can kind of go to that is usually very quiet. It's very nice, especially if you're living here, because you feel like you've got your own private island for cheap.
Yeah.
Which is very nice, very nice. But no, definitely, I think it's a great campus, and it's quite unique to say that you studied or even lived on an island, especially in Venice, of all places. I've had quite a few. I think my favourite one was actually we had a boat tour where the VIU hired out a boat, together with Vaporetto, and we sailed around the southern side of the lagoon, which is not an experience you can have in many places. But it was great because it felt like you were sailing around on an adventure almost. We went into these places I wouldn't have imagined when I first heard of Venice. So there's this industrial area called Porto Marghera that we went into, which just suddenly felt like you were in a whole different country, really. And then there's a few islands. There was the dam. There was Palestrina, which is this sort of a very long island on the coast, which just feels it doesn't feel real because it's so quiet and it's so local suddenly, because it's cut off. There's no roads leading to it. It's all traveled by boat, so it is a very unique experience, and it was just very fun.
I'd say I like the trip to a city called Padua and Vicenza, offered by a course Venetian art and architecture class. Yeah, and that trip was fully funded and like they're led by the professor, like historian professor, and we explored the city and like he explained each buildings how they are built, like its historical context very in detail, and we had a chance to go like museums, like churches for free. Yeah, because that's part of the trip. Yeah, and like I could go many places with the trip, otherwise I couldn't go. Yeah, it's so precious opportunity here, and like this professor there, so like if you have questions you can ask to him right there. Yeah, and like the Venetian art and architecture course is taught like almost like every semester. Yeah, so
He's a very generous guy though.
yeah, it's a very generous guy.
His food a few times.
Yeah.
I think we went in Vicenza, we went to a cafe that he had designed, because
Yes.
it did his architecture, so that was quite fun.
Yeah.
Definitely unique.
Yeah, like traveling to like other city, like that is you can travel, but with VIU student, like with VIU professor, that experience is completely different.
Well, I think San Servolo, it's a very nice, quiet place. It's somewhere you can retreat back to, but at the same time, it has quite a nice community often, because there's a smaller group of people there. You will use the same kitchen, and so you get quite a nice vibe to it. And also, it's hard to miss your lessons because all the lessons are on campus, so you're not going to be caught by a boat. But sometimes I think it can feel, like if you've got to get groceries or something, it can be a bit of a pain having to take a Vaporetto to the mainland. But again, that's a bit of a first world problem. It's not such an issue to really talk about. I've got to sail to Venice every morning. But it's a little drawback, I think.
Meanwhile, now we live in main island, and like life in main island is really great. It's like Venice is like a dream city for us. Yeah, like wherever you go, like you find like beautiful canals, like houses, like historical buildings, and everything is like close to you. Like you can go to like grocery shop, like hospitals, whatever. Like you find it very close, and like, well, if you live in a main island, like you have a lot of chances to meet local people. Like you can interact with the local people, yeah, and like find the Venetian culture more intimately than living on the San Salvador. Yeah, which is I think the good advantage of living in Venice main island.
It does often have more mosquitoes on the main island, which can be a problem, especially in summer.
Yeah.
I think Venice. It's interesting living in Venice because you tend to think of Venice as somewhere you visit. Maybe that if you're lucky, you see them on Google Images, and it's not really a place that is real until you actually live there. Until you have to go grocery shopping in some, historical part of town, and then it becomes something very different. And I think even just the act of living is great in and of itself because it makes it real. It doesn't make it a museum or a theme park, which Venice can be accused of being normally. And I think apart from that, it's also just that it's beautiful. There's always some strange stuff. You take a wrong turn in an alley, you'll suddenly find a very weird part of town. There'll be suddenly a very historical building, a church, School of Grande, and all this stuff that is just very interesting. It's like a big labyrinth. Venice is something very special, and I think probably the only place in the world where you can have that kind of experience. Because there's no cars. It's gondolas, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
You can just go for a walk for nothing in Venice. Yeah. When I'm from Japan. Like Japan, it's a good city, but like it's highly modernized. Like everything is like kind of like modern building and nothing to really enjoy.
It could take so long to get around, so you got to wait for cars to show. It adds up. Whilst in Venice, there's no cars, and also it's not actually that big at the end of the day. So you could just walk from one end to the other.
Yeah, it's a walkable city. Yeah, it's a great city.
Exactly.
You can just walk in like hours and hours. You still not get bored.
Because you're tripping over like Rialto Bridge or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. Very dense.
Yeah, crossing crossing bridges is not really familiar with me. Yeah.
But you get used to it almost. It's funny.
Yeah.
No, it's been great.
Yeah. And like if you're lucky enough, like you have a chance to see like sunset, beautiful sunset in Venice. Yeah.
No, there's some great sights, definitely.
Yeah.
All times of the year. Always go slightly earlier than you'd expect to catch the boat because it is menacing at times. It's a menace. You'll arrive there like 20 seconds before it was supposed to go and it's gone, and then you're stuck for 30 minutes and you sit there in shame at the boat stop. So always give yourself a bit more time. It's something I'm still learning, but yeah, that might be the best learning curve I can think of.
Yeah, I would say like having good level, like not very good level, like some level of Italian beforehand might help you like enjoy the city. Yeah, it's not only Venice, but like if you speak some Italian at the bar, at the restaurant, like you can get some favor from this, staff.
Yeah, they treat you a bit better.
Yeah, they treat you really better, and like that's a very cultural thing. Yeah. Well, yeah, and also probably like if you have some understanding in Italian, like the way you perceive the city might be different. Yeah. I'm still learning Italian, and like my Italian is not very good, but like as I learn Italian, like I feel like I'm more and more aware of this culture. Yeah, how people think. Yeah.
I think I'd have to say St. Elena, which is the part on sort of the eastern side of Venice, which has a bunch of parks which you wouldn't expect really. I mean, the rest of the city is beautiful and it's got all these winding streets and so on, but St. Helena feels like a very different place, and it's very out the way. And there's even a stadium, a football stadium on the far side, about as I think there's a marina there, but there's probably as far east as you can go, and it feels like a mix of sort of the medieval and the modern. You remember that it's an actual city and not just a very nice sort of theme park. So no, I think St Helena is definitely my favourite.
For me, I would say Campo San Margarita. That is like public square in western part of Venice, and like there's like a big square, and like there are like restaurants and bars, like small pizzerias, and like benches. Yeah, and like what I like about the place is like there are a lot of like local people hanging out, and that place is very quiet. And like so like when I went there, like I feel like this like Venetian people, like this is how they like enjoy the city. Yeah, the life here is really slow compared to my home city. Yeah, and they spend much time like enjoying their life. Yeah, and like there's also a bar which I go there like almost every week. Yeah, it's kind of like very important place for not only like local people but also like students like us, like international students. That's the place where like all of us like meet and like have fun together.
I do both. Spend as much time as you can. You only do it so long in your life, unless you live in Venice, which is a pretty good position to be in. This is for most people coming here. This is like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
I would 100% take it. I would take as much time as you could, because once it's gone, it's gone, and as it's happening, it's great. It genuinely is great, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, I wish I could take like another like semester here.
Yeah, 2 years, 10 years.
10 years, yeah, I can take it, yeah, if possible. Yeah, this university is very special, like compared to other universities, even in Italy. Yeah, it's like so small, like it's so intense in some ways. Yeah, and like all the experience I had will be like so memorable. I will never forget this experience. Yeah, and like people I met here. Yeah, I would definitely recommend, you take this semester here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching this and you're considering coming to VIU, I would strongly recommend that you do, because I think it's probably the best decision I've made academically so far, and so far the best part of my life. So I would definitely take the plunge.
Yeah, the same here. Like if you're thinking about studying abroad, and if you're lucky enough to watch this, you should apply for this university.
Because it's good.
It's so good. Yeah, like you have the most enjoyable time in your life. Yeah, this is the best moment in my life. Yeah, no joke.